brand is Iliokoya. The job is traditional wedding compare. Her name is Abimbola Akinwumi. When it comes to creativity, refinement, and experience as a wedding connoisseur, don't look any further. Welcome to the gallery, A Woman's Perspective. I am Shiju Alabi. Thanks for joining me, Mrs. Akinwumi, aka Iliokoya. Thank you so much. You've played true to the name. Who is a traditional wedding compare? Because in English we will say the wedding connoisseur.
Oh, well, the native name for that is Alaga. And a wedding compare is someone that mediates, someone that anchors an event, someone that takes charge, that gives order, that dictates how the program will go. Is actually the lead person in a traditional wedding.
Wow, that's so basically that is the role.
Yes, that is the role.
Okay. Now, I mean, your story is interesting because you have academic qualifications. You know, you started out as a teacher, and then you went for further studies as an accountant. And without mincing words, you are one of the most celebrated alagas in Nigeria. And that is without mincing words.
Thank you.
What propelled you to this venture?
All my life, I've always loved singing. And I was singing not because I wanted to entertain, I was singing because I was enjoying singing. Up until 1990, shortly after my own wedding. Before then, while I was in school, I was helping to put together the cultural group, which people felt could only be handled by people that studied languages. English teachers, Yoruba teacher, French teacher, they put them together. But because I've always loved singing and I was able to do it for a long period of time, and I was enjoying doing it, not for anything, but because it's the word passion. That's something I have a very strong passion for. Until 1990, that a friend just told me, Bimbo, can you just do this for me? I said, no, I've never done this. I don't know what it means. She said, that's all, you've always been talking. So you just go there and talk. I said, I think it's more than talking. So I picked up my own wedding video, the engagement, because of course you would have, I came in when the program was halfway, so I didn't even know how they started. So I watched it and I looked at, oh, they're just singing truly. And I did the first one. I thought it was going to be the first and the final until people started asking for my card, the contact.
Wow.
And that was how I started in 1990, and we're still counting 30 years on the line.
Excellent. Because, I mean, being an accountant and then just making that kind of switch, you know, it was just, this is all born out of passion. Is that what it is?
Yes, very strong passion.
Wow. Now, of course, like you've said, somebody just said, oh, come and do this for my daughter or for my child's wedding. And I wonder, are there skills that an alaga must have?
Yes. I started by telling you that you must have passion for it. Then it's a talent. It's not everyone that will get up to become an artist. You can't wake up overnight and say, okay, I want to begin to paint. You must have it on the inside of you. All you now need to do after that is to develop it. So for you to be, I don't want to use the word successful, but a good wedding compare, number one, you must have highly tuned ear to music. Okay. So you don't sing against the beat.
You can compose your own song.
Yes, you can compose your own song, then you can sing to beat. You know, so that whoever is supporting you, especially the drummers, wouldn't need to be breaking and then restarting just to connect because they are singing off beat. You must have strong passion for it. You must have good control of language. You must, I believe you must be
When you say language, does that
Yes.
mean for Yoruba, Hausa, and is that what you're referring to?
Whatever
Or Igbo?
comfortable language you're using. I'm a Yoruba person, but I've anchored for the Igbo, the
That is
Delta, the
exactly.
Hausa,
Yes.
you know. You must have
must
good,
understand that.
yes. At that point, the best you can do is to conduct it in English, making sure that no one is left behind, everybody is carried along. And then you must learn native songs. I sing a lot of tribal songs I do not even understand, but in the
Like
course,
we do in church.
yes, you know it. That's the thing. That's a good place to learn. You sing a lot of it, and then they become very useful. You sing it, so someone asks you the meaning. I say, oh, sorry, I because you love singing, you sing in French without knowing the meaning. You sing in so many other dialects, so you must be able to sing. And you know, getting the actual pronunciation of the words is very key. Like you find a Hausa lady singing Yoruba song and then not putting the
right accents.
yes, the right accents. You know, it's sometimes it could switch someone off. So when you're learning it, learn the right word, learn the right pronunciation of it, and then sing it over and over to yourself until you get it right, so that the person you're trying to impress will not end up being offended by you calling Ojo, Ojo. You know, they mean two different things. So you must be passionate. You must be ready to give your best. Like any other profession, you must be ready to give your best. You must have a sense of discipline. I say that everywhere I go. You must have a high level sense of discipline. Knowing when to talk, knowing when to be quiet. You must learn to read body language. You know, when your client is getting tired or something, you must see it in the way the person is reacting to what you're doing at that point, and then you move on. You must have good control of time. Many people don't want to sit for hours. You know, they enjoy the entertainment really, but then they look at their time. Oh, this woman has been doing this for 3-4 hours, and they're angry about it. You must be able to keep to time. When you're told, please, we want 1 hour, please keep to the 1 hour. And you know, prior to what we have now, traditional weddings were done 3 different days. A day for the writing in, another day for the acceptance, and then the final day for the introduction and engagement. But these days, you pack the whole thing for 4. Introduction, the writing in, the acceptance, the introduction, and then the engagement. And you want to do all of those things that you used to do 4 different days. You want to put everything together into 1 day, and not just 1 day, one and a half, and maximum 2 hours. But it's actually doable if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, people want to save money as well. So
Yes,
they want to do everything.
exactly.
And then when people come from far and near, you want to ensure that they're all part of the ceremony.
Yes.
There's so much that I believe there is in Andalaga, but we'll be back shortly, and I want to take you on a journey. We will be back. Welcome back. We went on a short break, and I said we're going to go on a journey. Can you share maybe 1 or 2 of scenarios that would stand out during the course of your, your service to people? Like, are there instances where you remember certain ceremonies and they stood out for you, like what went on there, as like for an alaga that you were able to surmount as a challenge, you know?
Yeah, because you deal with human beings with different temperaments, people having values for different things. Some would appreciate, some will not appreciate, especially if you're caught up in the midst of polygamy. You know, and then they are beefing one another, and you want to make sure that that does not show even in what you're doing. Sometimes You find people even being rude to you in the open, and then you must have 100% control over your temper. I have made up my mind. This is what I do. You can't get me angry doing what I love to do, and something that is giving me good pay. So even when you're angry, I'll choose not to be angry. I've seen situations where someone will just get up. I don't think you're going the right route. You should have done it this way. And then you put off a smile, even while you're grinding your teeth, saying, if only I could bend that person's neck, you know. So but on the long run, if you're able to maintain your calm, no outburst, it had never happened. Not that I didn't have reasons to get angry, but I had chosen long before now that nobody will get me angry at what I do. So when people are angry and they talk to you rudely, you just put up a smile. Even when you're right, you still apologize. I'm so sorry, madam.
For the sake of peace. Yeah,
just for 2 hours, you're going to be out of the place.
Absolutely. You've just said something now. You said, it gives me good pay. How much is it? What kind of figures are we talking about?
I'll give you an idea. I told you I started 1990. Then someone will walk up to me and pay me 100 naira, and I'll go home dancing. Ooh. Yeah, it was good pay. And then
naira was probably 1 to 10 then. So now
it was
so
good
now
pay.
You will go multiply by 400 and something that it is now.
That's just it. Getting value for your money is what I am after. You know, when your client is satisfied, sometimes they even give you the unexpected. But I don't. I'll talk about that later. Let's shove that.
We're gonna skip that.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Let me digress a little. Your passion for wedding ceremonies and seeing your marriages succeed prompted a brainchild, and that is called Now That You're Married, or Now That You're Married. Tell us about that.
Like I told you, this is a passion for me. I see it as the reason why I'm here on earth. And I've observed that a lot of people get married without really knowing what they are getting into. You don't have control over that, because it is at the point of being joined together that you are invited. So, but because many do not even know the reason for going into the marriage, it also reflects in what happens after the marriage. So I believe that when you're married, you should be able to stay married. So those things that they ought to have known, or just exposing them to what to expect. I've seen a marriage under 1 year crumble. I've seen a marriage less than 5 years go down the line, and they'll just agree, okay, we go our different ways. And you will now discover that what ought to have happened is just learning few things. For example, learning the skill of communication in marriage, talking about tolerance in marriage, talking about love in marriage, talking about in-laws in marriage, talking about finance in marriage. All of these issues, every couple must be exposed to, so that when those challenges begin to come, they will know how to handle it. And that was what led to, now that you're married, what else? It's not enough to just get your spouse. It is more for you to maintain and retain that marriage. And that's what that's all about.
Now, when you were speaking earlier, you mentioned something, and I just want us to have more on that. Can someone learn how to be an alaga? And as you're answering that, why the name Iliokoya?
If you have a talent and you don't develop it, it remains untapped. So you can learn to be an alaga if you have the flair for it. So it is possible. And Iliokoya, to me, the climax of every traditional wedding is when the bride is ready to leave her parents and then take up another set of parents, change a name, and move totally from that end to the other end. And that is the indication it is time to go. So I think having done that over a period of time, it just struck me that each time she's about to leave, you tell her, Ile Okoya, and that is it. Wherever you have a bride, there will always be Ile Okoya, that it is time for you to go.
So that is where
the
name brand came from.
Yes, that's where it came from.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Our Sisieko this week is a broadcaster. Oops, did I just let the cat out of the bag? We'll know in a minute.
The delectable Ayo Shotonwa is a professional broadcaster with a touch of elegance and panache at what she does. She has paid her dues in the broadcasting industry and has gained the credence she currently enjoys as the general manager of the prestigious Lagos State radio service, Radio Lagos Eko FM. A beneficiary of a plethora of awards and special recognition, variety of professional courses, and different workshops and seminars, both in Nigeria and abroad. Mrs. Ayo Shotonwa is a seasoned radio commentator and delightful compere at government events. Call her Iya Marose or Obiriologo or Auntie, and you're sure to earn that delectable smile.
Ilé ọkọ ti yá, ó ti yá, ó ti yá, ó ti yá o. Ilé ọkọ ti yá, ẹlẹ́dàá bàbá rẹ̀ sìn ẹ́ lọ. Ilé ọkọ yá.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Akumi, for coming on the show. That's our package this week. It's The Gallery, a woman's perspective. I am Shiju Alabi. Join us next time.